Dang it, I can't do the thing without actually having the thing up. Hold on. I'm very good at stream. Which is why I did it for 3 years and counting. Hopefully. But hey, it's been a week. I was feeling a little unwell, and we've had a family loss, which not great, honestly. That's the kind of thing that kind of messes you up for a bit. But you know, I saw my therapist this week, and that helped me through it. And I hope nobody minds that I have my little man with me tonight. I may need him. Anyway, last we left off, we were in trial trying to help old mate Magnus McGilded get a not guilty verdict. Hello, Jackamus. How you doing? I'm a bit better after the week that I've had. It was a bit of a rough one. But yeah, where were we? We were in court. We were helping what's-his-name get a non-guilty verdict, and then we put him back on the stand. And then there was a smoke screen? There was a smoke bomb? You're warm AF, playing Satisfactory with your BF. Nice. That sounds like fun. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. And there's a plane going over. But yeah, today has been really warm too. Well, actually last night was really warm. It's because it's been cloudy again. And it's been threatening to rain again. Still, anyway. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Miss Isidore? I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. A type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas might use. You wouldn't be mad if it started raining? Yeah, I mean, if it started raining, it would at least cool the air down. But when it's just warm and humid, it sucks. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. Oh yeah, and I remembered to do the fixes for Great Ace Attorney, so now it looks a lot less. The text looks a lot better. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? Oh, I'm sure that'll have no bearing on anything. We'll never find out who she is. And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? Just a random name drop. No gun will ever be fired. Yeah. An anti-Chekhov's gun, I think is what they call it. The 20 pence. Oh, the 20 pence. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo,
And another jet is going over. Jet. Sounds like a, army plane.
He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange. So in other words, we've unknowingly slandered a poor man for no reason, actually. Hold on. I gotta do this every time. Counsel for the defence, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Miss Susoto.
Yes. "1 p.m. on the dot. Your Bailey courtroom." Ooh. A baby!
There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. My lord, I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier? It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl?
Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
She's not saying anything.
Ahem. Oh, excuse me. I've not long just had dinner. If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Uh-huh. Fair.
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Yeah, we'll just make our case based on absolutely nothing. I'm sure people have done worse. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra. That word. A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. How do I may need to open up my Grand Old Thesaurus for this one. Again. As is the tradition. Oh, where did I leave it? There it is. One look. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet. So I set him up on the seat across from me. And I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what I find. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Okay.
It is in fact, Begorra is in fact an Irish exclamation expressing surprise. Makes sense. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? Oh, and if you ever hear a faint little tiny bell sound, that's my mum bought me this little bracelet today while she was I think she was out doing some markets, shopping at like a market thing. And she picked one up for me. It is exactly as the defence counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, my lord. The secret 5th passenger. Very well. Oh my god, that's a 3rd plane. Going over the house. What the hell? Within what, 10 minutes? That's something. What are they doing up there? Goodness. The defence may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord.
Or rather, no. But I need a job. I have no idea where to start. All right. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Yes. I think that probably won't give us much. Then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me.
Hold it!
You set him up? The victim, you mean? Well, that I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Well, I mean... Did you try to wake up the dead man? Did that fail? I guess. Also, I keep forgetting the name of the new... I keep forgetting that the next, Knives Out movie is called Wake Up Dead Man. Because I keep thinking Dead Men Tell No Tales, but that's a Pirates of the Caribbean film. I'm pretty sure. It is common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Ara! Lord Van Zeeks! Now why would that be? Sorry, I couldn't help it. I guess now you know what an Irish ara sounds like.
You wake to find a man laying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman.
He's right.
Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer 'em, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Oh, heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. Fun fact, wherefore does mean why. He said the same thing twice. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. good self do just the same?
Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Trying to find out where that scream had come from. Guess that's all what I find.
What did you find?
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except for yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did.
As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that?
Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up.
Oh god, I'm not gonna let that go. Ah, sorry. I went to scratch my eye.
It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
Pardon?
Good gracious.
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Oh. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
And that's when I found her. There's a child in there all curled up while hiding her wee self away. Alright, well, let us examine the inside of the thing, even though technically, well, I mean, we did so last session. However, sometimes the game likes to do things. And look at that! That wasn't there last time. That's blood, isn't it?
Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just, well, this bloodstain's so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zieks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Yeah, no. It was not there before. An English gentleman on... Wait, where's the cubbyhole? It's this one. The seat has a handle, it seems. There we are. And I do recall that last time I looked inside here, there were things. Bottles and other, etceteras. Tools and stuff. Tool bag and things. There's nothing in there, it's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Yes. Indeed. We have some suspicious changes.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside.
Now I'm gonna go back on top of the Phoenix Wright omnibus. Just have a quick check.
You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening. There's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Yes. And by sheer happenstance, looking through that thing, you can't even see that new stain on the floor from that angle. But let's just press this one. You say she was hiding herself? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. You were really overacting this. Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. Next to a dead body. Next to a dead body. The seat opposite. That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You set this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen his young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. Hey, I'm also short of stature and he's readily confused. She's not special. They're not special. After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realised something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo.
Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony. Oh, let's just say it's trying.
We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the facts we can.
When we arrived in London this morning, I did not see my day panning out like this.
Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head.
How did you know?
Mr. Naruhodo, trouble at 2 o'clock.
Looks down at the watch. How do you know that?
Hold it!
Let's just press this last one before I make any executive decisions. When you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye. That's why I took the back side as I did. He took the back side. I see. No comment. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? Oh, thank you, Ryunosuke. You did not say the back side. I thought we were going to have a talk. By all means. 'Tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. Oh, I'm inclined to agree. I do not like riding in, I don't like riding on trains if I'm facing backwards. I have to either face forwards or to the side, depending on what the seating arrangement is. And of course I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time. So I wouldn't like to say. Allegedly. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor.
You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin.
But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by this the desperate sight before my eyes. Oh, even thinking back on it, it ties the tongue down, so it does. Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord.
Lestrade!
Ow! I hurt my ears doing that.
She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
This girl here, a petty thief? Sorry. Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade?
Is it Lestrade or Lestrade? I can't remember.
Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Ah!
Ah!
Oh my god! She has a weapon!
How dare you? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, where'd she go?
Ah! The girl, she's gone!
Open your eyes! I'm over here.
Good gracious, how?
What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on! That's what's in your heads, isn't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast...
Ah!
Ew, it's green. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs?
I suppose it's non-lethal.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day, down where they keep the four-wheel drags. Hey, I know that insignia. That's the same one on Herlock Sholmes's stuff. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Do not wave that thing in my direction again! So,
Fancy's pouring the drink already.
you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question?
"'Tis all right, lass. You can tell them the truth now."
I don't like that.
All right, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we'll now hear your testimony, if you please.
Yeah, all right, just as soon as this other plane goes over.
You'll tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
All right, if I have to. Bloody hell. 4 planes in only half an hour. That's something.
What are they doing up there?
What the girls saw.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Pitch dark. And then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's 'cause of that the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. Mm-hmm. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration should be called for. Yes. This is where I was sat that night. And the cubby hole of which you've spoken is underneath this seat, I presume. Yes, once again, completely empty, when it was not before. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration. Huh! Oh, that is... Sorry, I'm thinking about the idea of being stuck in a box and just unable to get out because someone has unknowingly parked their backside on top and they are too heavy to dodge. Well, too heavy to, like, knock away, and that... Oh, that's unsettling. I may be a little claustrophobic. So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. Huh. That's odd. The name titles on the text boxes are still looking a bit scraggy. Eh? That's fine. I'm sure everyone can read the text. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So, I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman. My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. Did I mention last week that I like this guy's shapes? This guy's very shapy. I like his blank dead stare as well. It's very good. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Hey! With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty? Sound the bells!
Mr. Naruhodo, this... Well, it must mean...
It must mean what?
That we're victorious!
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Oh. The leg! Oh. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray, do forgive the discourtesy.
Oh no, sir, I could never object to the sight of your legs. Sir!
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation.
Oh?
The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It is noted in black and white here, in the police report. Good Lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilder's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under that seat.
What? Ah! Ouch! Order, order!
How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel?
Well, I mean...
Naturally. We must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend.
Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the under-seat compartment to be?
Ah. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? I didn't look. No, we know for a fact that it was not empty before. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? Arrah! Be wished! Arrah, arrah! Wished? I feel like... I know I've seen that word before, because I've played this before, but like... Ah, a synonym for, like, to hush. Be quiet, basically. It's also a... Wished is also a... 4-player card game similar to Bridge, apparently. What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here. One second.
An obsolete word meaning an idiot or a fool or a simpleton. Also short for digital audio workstation. And also a Scottish way of saying to dawn. But now we're seeing Mr. McGilded start to...
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
I don't know, I'm telling you what's true. I want to know why the omnibus changed. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella. Someone's not happy. What's the matter? I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory's a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying. Well. Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. No, it's happening again. Quite so. I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. I don't know about that. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord.
What just happened?
The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition.
The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Alright, let's press everything. So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run?
Oh yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit?
I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. Huh, that actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all.
4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
The red conk of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? Conk? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no?
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. What's its end? Who's its galore? I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. Oops, excuse me.
Seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
It was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
Hold it!
Whoops.
Waste of time, why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the God permit at least some of most nights I'm on my own in the God permit at least some of the time.
Oh, that got me. Very rare. I beg your pardon, did you say God permit?
Oh, yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Oh. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away.
That's it. Only that night, this cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under that seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah. Right, mister.
To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
Chickens?
So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then?
I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all?
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle.
Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, yes.
She means pickpocket. She means she's pickpocketing.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see?
Yeah, butchers, that's Cockney slang. I just can't remember what it was slang. Lamb hook, I think it's the right. Butchers? Wait, no? What? Oh. I forget. I'm not up on my Cockney slang, I'm afraid. Or is it Butcher's Hook? Butcher's Hook means to have a look. I think that's it.
So, most of the time, the passengers ply themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Hobson's choice.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? 'Cause you gotta be sneaky, Ryunosuke. I'd say there's some reason she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Then after a while I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out my skin I did, and the scream just came out.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily?
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. Which is to say, I seen it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns round and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Just 'cause of that, this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me.
Oh, God!
Oh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. And then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. And then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later."
Ah.
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they're all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right.
And I have this niggling feeling.
Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. I don't waste of time. Can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. Pitch in there. Scream just came out. He did help me get away. Can't see a thing in that hiding place. Just having a second look at this thing. Maybe there's something different. How do I get the game to run in FPS? Cookie Den. There is a... What's the word? There's a... It's actually pretty easy to find. It's like... Because it's a bunch of setting files that someone did up. Kind of a mod, yeah. Yeah, I think if you look up, like... this game and then like FPS, you should be able to find like a GitHub that has the like all the files that like fix it up, and not just fix up the frame rate, but it also fixes up like there's like certain bugs in the game that could cause it to crash. It fixes those up too. But yeah. You look into it? Thanks. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy my stream. Maybe. Although maybe... I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you. Oops. The seat has a handle. Just to be safe. Totally empty. Something's not right here. Just look inside the carriage. Nothing to show. Is this? Wait, did I press this one? I can't remember.
Hold it!
Oh, I did look at this one. Okay, that's fine. Can't see a thing. Loud bang. Loud bang. Bloodstain.
Hold it!
Let me just double check this one as well. Was there someone falling to the floor? Could have been. Don't remember so well. Made me jump. Felt the cushion. What are they asking me for this time? really uncertain on this one, actually. I may need to actually look up a hint. Oh dear. They're unsure, I'm unsure. We're all... Something's bothering me. Yeah. I know something's bothering you, Ryunosuke. Something's bothering me.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Not a jot. No the butchers. I can have a look. See you get under.
Well, no.
Hello! He didn't do that before. Sir?
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologise. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestray's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seemed to be thinking something to yourself. Did you think of a funny joke? If so, you should share it with the court. Oh, no, 'twas nothing important. You were thinking about nothing. Gotcha. Ah! What's that face? I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see, yes. I'm sure we can all sympathise. I'm still scared of the dark now. Yes. Aye, and I don't know about yourselves, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you see or you hear seem that much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe.
Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
Oh, but jibers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp.
What a pity. Pity, pity, pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? I think it's important, actually. My lord! I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Excuse me. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. Oh, I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless... Look, I may think differently, but it's not because I'm Eastern. Not just because of that. Miss Gina Lestrade, you'll supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What?
Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move.
I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Alright, we got a new statement. Let's see what we got here. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hid yourself?
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got my head down so he wouldn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilder sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah! Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mug!
Believe is the word.
So then all I could do was listen.
Wait, no, hold on. Let me read that again.
So then all I could do was listen.
All I could do.
I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though he stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Snoring like an old dog he was.
No comment, sir. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? It doesn't add up, I don't think. Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
Huh?
At odds? Are you sure, man? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. Sir Van Zeeks realized it too. Counsel! I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence. Or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, whilst she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilder snoring, but... Think, Ryunosuke, think! Think, boy! Blap. There's something else she should have heard. Ooh. Yes, no, wait, I remember now. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Thrice-fired mason.
Take that!
Thrice-fired mason? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Order, order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilder. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. Oh. I think I know what my next puzzle piece is. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time? The omnibus? Did I not just say as much? I wasn't travelling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. What if you were, though?
Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't I? Weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up on the carriage? Oh! We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, he knew. He knew all too well there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colourful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that.
Uh-oh.
Grandma, no! God damn it! Not again. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
But neither can I. But, Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. I cannot abide liars.
Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me.
Oh, he actually took a sip this time.
Yes, very refreshing.
Ah! Ouch!
Gah! What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Abadan?
Settle down, my dude.
Also, Amadan, also an Irish word for fool. I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is carnage. It's perfect. Ah, I think I should not have laced this thing with poison beforehand. Blech. Drawer number 2's the only one left.
Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going.
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilden's innocence, you can tell I'm on tenterhooks. The judge will rule and we'll have lost. Oops.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Yeah, you said that last time too.
Hold it!
Real?
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, It may shed an entirely new light on this whole case.
What are you saying?
Counsel!
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever you do, you mean? Yeah, let's not jump the gun just yet.
Counsel, I'll not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Prorogue? Now I'm thinking of the word pierogi, which has nothing to do with court. But I am thinking of having a snack at some point. Prorogue means to suspend a parliamentary session temporarily. Okay. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Ooh. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. There's another entrance, isn't it? If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see.
Yes.
Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Oh, excuse me.
Objection!
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the closed cabin. All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin?
Here.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
I mean, Mr. Mason seemed pretty thin.
so you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory?
Both Mr. McGilded and Mr. Strayed said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from his seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Mr. Straight to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure?
Sorry? Because if the victim had fallen through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but...
Hold it.
Might a humble fella make a wee comment here?
Mr. McGilded?
To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to see. Oh. What? I think perhaps the two fellers do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Huh?
Am I? My goodness, surely not.
Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck the knife in the man were...
Ah! Hold it!
What?
The lads!
So what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said. You rotter! What are you insinuating?
This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. Oh, please do.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. And so will I. Mr. Fairplay. And Mr. First.
You're effectively accusing me, a sea gentleman and well-respected banker, with a B,
And me, a very angry hatter.
Love the thinly evaded reference. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right. I protest too. About you rotten scoundrel.
He's chuckling to himself, and that's not good. Order, order, order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. What? Oh, sorry. I looked over at the thesaurus and I saw the word Jesus bird. Oh, it's just a jacana. In our British courts of law, that is what's termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but... You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify! Fuck! I keep doing this. Why do I keep doing this? I thought there was something fishy about that that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow.
But sir, you're wearing a hat.
We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
They're going absolutely bonkers.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Ah, my lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. In reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keeping pushing forward. I think they meant to say keep pushing forward.
Refuting the accusation.
We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither one of us knows the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck.
Ah, my tummy hurts.
Without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see.
We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What?
Eh? Eh?
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Huh. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial's going on in our favour, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defence, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Back to you in the studio. Yes, my lord. Just give me a minute, I'll be back. I need to settle my stomach. Because it's being a little bit of a bother. I hope you don't mind. Just enjoy the music till I return. And maybe I'll get myself a snack. Bleep, 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 bleep. All right. I am back with some bars of Kit Kat. You can swear to that. Can you swear, sir?
I mean, bloody oath, you can.
Hold it!
So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not. Dickin! Dickin? Who's Dickin?
No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course.
I remember seeing the both.
I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord. At the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without doubt you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? At all? No. 'Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. Ah! I saw you with my own eyes. This is going so well. Ugh.
If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
Hold it!
Hold it. Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at 10 past... past 10 o'clock in the evening, sorry. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of a lark? Is this some kind of a joke, he said? Is that what this is?
Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bit of cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. There. Plane going over.
And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked.
I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all.
That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone.
Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. It's hardly surprising.
Seeing things? Seeing things?
I believe we have reached impasse here on this particular point.
You!
Don't take it personally now, lad. Nothing personnel, kid. If I'm the suspect in this case, 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are, too. Fiend? Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. Well, that's what it's supposed to be all about. Somehow I don't think that was what they, somehow I don't think that was the meaning they were going for.
This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really.
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
Hold it!
So you had never met Mr. Thrash-Fired Mason before? Oh, lummy, no. Not once, never. I will say this as an Australian, I've never used lummy in all my life. I think this is the only place I've ever seen the phrase be. Yeah, this is the first and only time I've ever seen the phrase be. I don't know.
He'd never met the man before, he said never.
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
That's right, sir.
Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. Right. No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us has the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. Hello? Hello?
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel? What can I be doing for you? What can I be doing here for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has. Aye. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date? Oh, I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another? Ah! And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat. That there top hat's lying about on your head. Not one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers. Such as Thrice-Fired Mason. Ah! There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Oh, this you mean? I can't help thinking the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh! That's That's one of my hats! Aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. No, sir, absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel! Ah! He's better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGilvert has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Please don't let me little interrupt and hold up the proceedings. Oh. I got an achievement for figuring out that Mason's hat was made by Mr. First. Incredible.
The skylight was shut the entire time. I tell you, we couldn't possibly have opened it.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? Sorry. That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm gonna lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
I'm loving this bilingual translation of British English to Australian English. Oh, the reverse, actually. Aussie English to British English. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, like it was on the night. So it is. Of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Oh, now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Oh, let's stop biting our cane, shall we? However, I will not stop chewing on my Kit Kat until it is finished. I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. Yeah, I shocked myself with it, as it happens. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as a rouge, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? What are we doing here? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame. Hello?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade?
It opens.
Huh?
The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? All them skylights open dead easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon?
Well, that's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from the inside, you mug.
Oh!
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears.
Mr. Stray, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck.
Bailiff.
Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
All right, sir.
And there's the latch, or the catch.
Slides right open.
Oh, my hat!
See?
Order, order, order! So it appears the street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck.
Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for.
Gosh, I hope so. Oh, another plane's going over. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
Let's have a looky. So the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone, we should be able to open it.
Oh, what's that? Oh, is that just the catch? You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us.
Just 1 second.
Oh, ooh, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. What is that?
Wait a minute. Oh, they're not going to notice it from there. We've got to go inside the omnibus again. Look at that. It's the same red as the stain on the floor.
That's not good. Yes, it does open very wide.
It does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me?
No reason.
What is it?
Look, just there. Look at this.
That's without question.
It's blood.
Oh no, blood!
Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely. It can't be unrelated.
Sorry. I looked down at my shirt. I saw a piece of fluff.
It can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
Ooh, updated. can just press B to go outside the omnibus. I was about to do something and I've forgotten what I was going to do. Oh no, I remember what I was going to do. I wanted to mute so I could open my can of drink. Okay, yes.
Objection!
Objection! On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! Oh, you can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom? It's more likely than you think. Counsel, my lord? I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Yes, it's up here. For whatever reason.
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that... blood! Oh no! Oh! This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! No! Order, order, order!
Hold it!
Hold it! But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. Excuse me. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? This man's confidence in what he's saying is very concerning. But there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? 'Tis all too plain if you see. Ah yes, the tomato sauce. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. What? No! But it can't be! It's all lies!
Hold it!
My fellow jury members! I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence. The defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Whew. Whoa. Oh. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh? And what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
What are you talking about?
It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-toothed comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in that carriage. At least not until this trial began.
But
Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session.
what?
Oh, what a palaver. Palaver? Is that how it's pronounced? I wonder, is that the... Where is it being? Once again, I must... A lengthy discussion with little purpose. I see.
I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zeeks.
But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life.
I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end.
Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Oh, no. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you see?
But if you all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing?
Isn't that right now, counsel?
It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. Not quite, Ryunosuke. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh? Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I need to turn off my lights. It is 10:30. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. The recess that we were forced to take. Just one moment. I'm gonna go get my lamp ready. And turn off my frickin' fluorescent main light. There we go, and then I turn on my phone lamp. So that the camera could still pick up my face. This is what being a VTuber is all about, folks. Nothing but the finest quality studio of the underside of my loft bed. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang, yes. What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Why does he keep flashing like that? I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant's in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos... I had to double check OBS. It could have been possible to steal away inside the omnibus.
Are you wise?
Oops, I put a bit of Scottish on that one.
What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger?
In a way, insulting both sides of my heritage. Scottish and Irish English. Feckless gouger?
You're supposed to be defending me.
Let me try that. Let me try to butter up that bread again. What the hell am I saying?
You're supposed to be defending me.
No, wait.
You're supposed to be defending me.
There we go. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think it is, whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of that smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I've said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one's able to corroborate your claims. That's true. Even though we literally looked at it earlier. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
I mean, the third bloodstain? Yeah, the other bloodstain on the floor.
My lord,
Yes, counsel?
there is one further inconsistency.
A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What?
What in the devil's name are you gonna say now?
If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, oh, you better start...
Objection!
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Thank you, Van Zeeks.
Grrr.
This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
The incredibly obvious one, of course.
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake.
Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now.
But you're the defendant!
'Tis over, I tell ye!
Ah!
Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all a nonsense.
facts are what counts. And the fact is, that bloodstain is there now. And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been...
Look, man, I can't...
You can't blame me when I fell ill. I'm sorry, okay? That good-for-nothing Reaper of the Baileys failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalised, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord... Are you okay, man? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of one individual cannot stand as evidence. Or an individual, but point stands. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am, of course, obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty.
Yes.
Which would mean we won.
Is that really the right outcome here?
Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes...
Listen, by all rights, the guy should be found guilty. However,
I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
what are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious me! Order, order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused's innocence into question. Are you of sound mind? Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still.
Here, have this for your troubles. Ah. Red in my eye? Seriously?
Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
'Tis just as the right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
A stinking rich are always guilty of something. You dare mark my words!
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park.
Okay, Grandma, let's get you back to bed, eh? Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Premature? Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zieks? My lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief. You've more to say to me, have ye? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict.
And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. "5:14 p.m. Defendant's antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Susato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't that wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGill did. Ah, and that girl's with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh? What stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure yous must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Ha 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 ha! I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth you saying, fella? How'd I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Ah, 'tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellas of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. Oh, will they? I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Well, that has to be a lie. It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, feller. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Arrah! Bewitched! You're a humble people, are you? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Would you stop flinging them at my eyes? I'm not paying the ferryman yet. Mr. Magnus McGill did. Everything's ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? Why? What's this, officer?
'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. Sorry, I just remembered a shitpost from ages back from Xenoblade that's like... Driving the mobile house into an artillery? How long have you been in the army? 40 seconds. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
They're going to examine it again? Now?
Excuse me. Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. Goodness, I got the hiccups a little bit. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing me best to help where I can. You still gonna be nuttin' for the queers? Out at your park? 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. Ah, boy. Ugh. Then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man.
There he goes.
Oh, I forgot she was here too.
Ah! Don't shoot me with that! Don't move!
Whereas I want to say get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You realise you've set it... You realise on the side there you've set it to whore, right? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. Girl, Gina, one day you're gonna be a grown-up. You're gonna hate yourself. No, actually, that's not a joke. That's just me telling you what your future's gonna be like. Ah! Oh, there you are. Who's this?
Baby! There you are! Naughty, naughty. Running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? Who's this little girl now? What's up with this sassy lost child?
And taking that with you as well? I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ah!
I got a bigger one. Do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Oh. Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, wouldn't you agree? White, white, and more white.
Just like half the cars I see out on the street every day. Every other day. Once or twice a week.
If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty colour, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though, at all?
I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
A what's it? What? I have no idea what this girl's talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory.
What? What for?
To apologise, of course, silly. To my technician.
What? You mean...
Say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before.
adult? Huh. I don't listen to no adults. Ah, but will you listen to an 8-year-old child with a bazooka trained on you? I would.
Come along then. Follow me.
And I am twice your age, Gina.
Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot at by that massive gun of yours. Also, the arm strength of a little lady like her holding onto a bazooka with one hand over her shoulder. That's a strong baby.
We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
She was a lively one.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too?
Ah, yes, you're right. But where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our travelling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or a mansion. Yeah, all those 17 cents of Australian dollar. And so, the trial to determine why my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
The end. No, I got a achievement for that, but that's weird. The overlay decided to not show me what it was. I just saw a black box in the corner. Which, incidentally, is a bit creepier than it should have been. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Oh boy. Out of one odd case into another. Oh dear. But we shall have to see about that next week. If circumstances willing. But on Monday I should be continuing
continuing on with the rest of Deltarune Chapter 3. I hope. I should be. Maybe. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. You'll see. You'll see. But hey, thanks for watching and hanging out. And I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Pew 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 pew.